What? Thank you for the 5, by the way. What? Yeah, I can hear you. What do you want? I don't care you're on your phone. What do you want? Yeah. You said, what did you say again? You said you wanted to debate me, so what do you want? You want to debate me in person or something, right? Okay. What about her? There was multiple. I don't remember. What do you want?
Okay, whatever. So, I'm a capitalist. Change my mind
Why should I change your mind?
because you need your party to grow.
I don't need you. Okay, you're a
Well,
cap. Let me entertain this. You're a capitalist, right?
yes,
What do you sell?
my services.
What are your services?
I drive for Uber Eats.
And you're
Do you
happy?
think that's working class?
You're happy with your life?
This job is okay, I guess.
So what do you want from me? I'm talking to people who are not happy with the current state of affairs. If you're good with everything and you don't think there needs to be a political change,
Okay, well, I do though. That's why I'm watching you, obviously. You
so
want me to start a union in all
no,
the couriers?
no, get your
What do you want me
bag.
to do then?
Do what you got to do to survive, but I'm just saying when you say you're a capitalist, what does that mean?
I want to reduce my expenses and increase my profits.
So do I.
Why?
Yeah, I'm the same way. I want to do that too.
How is that not capitalism, or do you
That's
think
just
that's
living life.
capitalism?
What up? Yeah, I'm in Austin right now.
Then how do you define capitalism then?
Yeah. eh,
Can we agree on a definition?
Okay, capitalism is a society that pursues profit as the ends of all economic activity, just profit.
So if you think that's life, then is are you okay with it still?
Um, what do you mean okay with it? I think there's internal contradictions to that type of society, which is why, and I think that society is like internally contradictory and has the seeds of its own destruction.
So when is the destruction happening?
I think it's been happening actually for the past 150 years. I think
So
capitalism has done more to subvert itself and undermine itself more than any other system in the history of the world.
just give me some examples then.
Sure. Capitalist crisis leads to the wholesale devastation of capital, right? It leads to bankruptcy and the loss of profits. The form of private
So
property it leads to tremendous increased socialization of labor and society as a whole.
you don't
Um,
want property or capital to concentrate at all?
um,
Or is it more nuanced than that? Am I too loud or too
yeah,
quiet?
I think there's like this issue where people have this idea that you can just choose what society is going to be based on what you want. But you have to get down like what the reality is in the first place, don't you?
Okay, then what do you want changed then?
I don't. What do you mean? It's not that I want. What I want changes the third party in politics. That's what I want. A third party.
Okay.
That's where I
You
think
don't want
will.
me, but you
That's where I
want
think
other
someone's
people.
will can actually like be of decisive significance. But in terms of capitalism, capitalism isn't something that's overthrown on the basis of someone's will or someone's want. Capitalism is a historical mode of production that um is only turns into something else in a material way, right? Now, like in terms of what you want, that's not going to be reducible. That you can't reduce material reality to what you want. Caleb answers these kinds of questions
Universal
much more. Hold on,
versus
hold on.
is
Caleb answers
example.
these questions much more clearly. How's getting too vague and theoretical? Yeah, because I got 2 hours of sleep. You dumb fuck. Conversely, you're such a stupid speculating bitch. Come back in 7 days. How about
Shut the
that?
fuck up, conversely.
But I'm so. Hold on. I'm gonna mute for a second. I'm gonna mute for a second. Give me a second.
Okay.
I'm so fucking sick of speculation Andes who always every time there's a very clear cause of an issue, and usually it's just I'm tired or something like that. They always get into speculating. They always get into speculating. What the issue? What's the problem? Speculation Andes, you little stupid bitch. Shut the fuck up. You don't. You're not aware of something no one else is aware of. I just didn't get sleep. I really just want to think about Pokemon right now. If I'm gonna be honest, I don't care about anything except Pokemon right now. Okay? Because I only have time to focus on one thought at a time. I can't think about. It's hard. Okay? It's hard to even talk right now. I'm so fucking tired. Okay? So speculation, Andes, get the fuck out of here. You understand? Okay, let's continue. All right. So yeah, when
Do
you
you want to do a
talk,
video call?
huh?
Do you want to do a video call?
No. Um.
Okay.
Anyway, okay. So the issue with what? So in terms of you're saying, what do I want? I want
Mm.
to contribute to building a third party, and
And why do you not care about my vote?
because I think most people in America are not the type who are like, oh yeah, I'm here's where I stand. Now convince me otherwise. I think if you're really interested in being convinced, like you have to prove
Okay.
why I should convince you specifically, right?
Okay.
Out of
So
everyone
you
else,
want a
because
third party?
I'm
I'd say capitalism is a better way just to
you have to
like
like
because
prove that your views represent what the majority of people think.
okay. So do you think I'm working class?
Yeah, I would say so.
Why am I working class? Okay, sorry. Um, is somebody in India like a customer service over the telephone in India of working class?
Um, I think if there was an equivalent job to that in the U.S., we would call them that. But I don't know what words they use in India to describe the various classes they
Well, they're
have.
paid a lot less than we are
Hey,
in
listen,
India,
listen.
obviously.
Here's what I'm trying to get at. The word working class is a very colloquial cultural term.
Okay, so how
So in
do
this
I
country,
support
when people
corporate
say
America?
the working class, they're referring to something that's cultural and colloquial, right? And we tend to describe certain jobs as working class jobs and other jobs as not working class jobs, right? Namely salaried, professional, whatever. Now, in India, as far as people working in the call center is concerned, um, there's other examples of this too. Like there's bots of people who play video games. They get, they do power leveling and shit, right? There's whole like farms of them getting paid like dirt cheap to do kind of stuff like that. Now,
Okay,
in
your
terms of
focus is on America?
No, it happens in third world countries or developing
Like
countries.
you want the CPUSA, right?
Yeah.
Just in America or the whole world, or what is this?
This the CPUSA is called the Communist Party of the USA.
So are you an isolationist or
Am I isolationist because I don't want the Communist Party of the USA to be global? It's the Communist Party of the USA. What do you mean?
well, I heard you say like other countries shouldn't like care about other countries or something like that.
That's
Like
not really
China.
what I said. What I said is that we shouldn't treat sovereign countries' internal affairs as part of the jurisdiction of the government we have because it's not.
So you don't like things like the UN.
Well, use the UN then. Do it through the
But you
UN.
agree with what the UN does. That's what I'm trying to get
Yeah,
at.
but everyone who's in the UN is in the UN on the basis voluntarily, right? They're there voluntarily. They can leave the UN if they want. There's no like UN that's forcing people to follow UN rules and UN laws. You're there voluntarily. Um,
Okay, then why did Iraq happen? If sorry if I'm getting facts wrong, but I'm just tired right now.
it happened because the US doesn't care about international laws and international norms and doesn't care about respecting international, you know,
Well, if your
this.
party was in charge, would you leave the UN? Would you stay in the UN?
We would probably stay in the UN, obviously, but
Would you stay
hypothetically,
in Iraq, hypothetically?
fuck no.
Okay, well, how are you going to convince the rest of the UN to like be okay with that?
What do you mean?
Don't
I
they
don't
vote together to like to do some kind of action, right?
know. That's not how it works, dude.
Okay, well then tell me how it works.
The US doesn't ask the UN's permission to do this kind of shit.
Well then, how does the UN decide to do things?
They vote on resolutions and stuff, and know, that's how they do
So
it.
each country gets a vote.
Uh, Yeah,
Okay, so does NATO vote together, or how does that work? BRICS or that third one?
I think we should leave NATO. Definitely, I am fully for the dissolution of NATO.
Okay, but then would you lose power in the UN if you did that?
No, you wouldn't. They're completely separate things.
Okay. Um, let's go back to the US. Let's see. Okay, so I'm working class. How am I representative of the majority of the US, or what's up with that?
I don't know enough about you, right? Like, what are you, just
Ask me questions.
okay? So, so how old are you?
30?
And are you educated?
Yes.
You're in debt?
Like $500?
Okay, yeah. And I mean, I don't mean like that. Student debt?
Oh, yeah, that's the student debt, I guess, but I'm never gonna pay that.
By how much?
I said $500. It's not even much. They try to charge me like the quarter after I graduated or some stupid crap like that.
So why are you working Uber Eats?
Because I applied to like 200 jobs
What
and no
jobs?
one says that, like, no one called me back or whatever. Or I
What are
didn't
you
get into the
qualified
first
to
round.
do?
Managerial work?
Like just be a manager?
Yeah. Or any type of work, like, I guess, CEO or
What
area manager, account managers, anything like that.
What's your family background?
Both my parents are from Mexico.
I mean the class background.
Uh, my parents moved here when they were younger, maybe around the 70s. We just started. We first bought our house in like 2012. It's still not paid off yet. We have like
So are you like an
4 years.
artist type of person or what are you?
Uh,
You went to school to just to what did you get a degree in?
Business administration with a special in manage.
Um,
I,
yeah. I mean,
management.
what city you live in? If you don't mind me asking.
Moreno Valley.
Huh?
It's next to Riverside.
I've never heard of it, so that's answers it.
Oh, so okay. Do you know San Bernardino? It's the Inland Empire. That's the that
Yeah,
huge
I would
island
say
next
you're
to
working class.
Los Angeles.
Yeah, I would say you're working class.
Okay, so why don't you need my vote?
Um, well, let me try to think. I'm tired right now. Um, it's not that I don't need people. It's not that I don't need your vote because your class position. It's just that if you're not interested in the first place, like
I am interested
I'm trying to convince people
in
through the
change.
stream. I'm trying to convince people through the stream itself. Like I can't talk to everyone individually. So if you come on and you're like,
Yeah, but if you talk to somebody in my class, they would relate to that and then vote towards your side.
true, but the reason I respond that way is just because you just came in and you're like, oh, I'm a capitalist, convince me otherwise. And it's just like, well,
Well, you
if
can read through my other messages on stream and see what I said.
I dude, I just got off a fucking flight and
I mean, I didn't type that much. It was probably like 10 messages
dude, I
max.
listen, I got 2 hours of sleep and I came back from a flight, so I'm
Oh,
not
you're not wrong.
I don't have a lot of
Sleeping.
time to devote to
Okay,
your
that's fine.
message, your Discord message. But um
I'm serious. They're like not even, they're like fragment sentences,
yeah,
sentence fragments.
I think the way I approach it is that I don't try to pander to people and I trust people's intuition. So like you have to be interested in the first place. If I'm not actually doing a good job of making people interested and getting their attention, then I don't think I'm doing a good job in the first place, right? I can't
Okay.
if you're set in your
Uh,
beliefs and I haven't made a dent in your beliefs at all,
no, but you
just
have. That's what I'm saying.
okay, okay. Well,
Okay. Well, what makes sense to me and what relates to me is that you're basically talking about capitalism. So is Marx.
yeah, yeah.
How does that not sound like pull yourself up by your bootstraps?
Um
Like working as a farmer and gaining some type of money to expand and build
yeah,
stuff.
I think the issue is historically is in order to pull yourself up by your bootstraps, you need a baseline. Like no one ever just begins from nothing, right? People have a baseline that's based on a social norm, right? So in the history of the United States, at a certain point in history, that baseline was the land that could be claimed by settlers, according to
Mhm.
I forget what it was called. If you moved out west and you claimed
Yeah,
land,
okay.
you just
Yeah.
have that land.
Okay.
Um, and that was the basis for a lot of the ability for people here to get rich and make a fortune for themselves, or at least the Homestead Act, yeah, to have an opportunity to become capitalists in the first place, right? But
Hmm.
if you don't have anything like that, if you don't have like a form of starting capital, then it's not possible to become a capitalist and just be a farmer. And I guess it can be in really miraculous situations, especially with people who just with a combination of extremely hard work and luck. Because I'm sorry, luck does play a big factor in that.
I
Yeah,
agree
you
with
can
you.
you can rise to the top, but that's not. It's not gonna. You're not gonna have nearly as many people be able to do that who don't have some kind of starting economic base to start from.
Do you think I had an economic base to start from?
No,
So how did I make it? Just luck and hard work?
but I thought you do Uber Eats.
Wait, can you specify a little bit more? My reasoning of doing Uber Eats, it's like a desperation to make more money, or what do you mean by that?
I asked you what you do for a living, and so I assumed that you do that for a living. I didn't know you did it as like a hobby.
Yeah, pretty much, kind of.
Okay, so you already made it pretty much.
Well, I wouldn't say so. The house isn't paid all the way, And if there's a housing crisis, like, why did I not sell the house? That would be stupid.
How have you sorry, bear with me here. How have you how are you paying off the house right now? Like how are you making money right now?
Uh, Social Security.
Bruh, come on, man. You're on Social Security, you're doing Uber Eats, and that's the only way you're making money?
Yeah, how else should I make money?
Nah, I'm not judging you. I'm just saying I don't think you became like a capitalist and you made it. Unless I'm missing something. Unless you're doing the Uber in a Lambo. I don't know if that's an example of somebody who's made it. Let me tell you why. It's because, you know, you should not have to be you should not have to be like how much do you work a day?
It depends because of like the shortage, and sometimes you don't get. I guess 8. I could theoretically work 16 hours a day if I got deliveries constantly,
Yeah, bro, but
but
you don't,
right now it's like,
you don't need to be doing those, you don't need to be working such long hours doing such a dumb job like Uber Eats.
well,
You just said you got educated and you managed to I don't know how you got the money.
obviously college is a scam, dude.
Bro, how did you pay for college?
The government programs, FAFSA.
And that only left you with 500 in debt. Did you go to community college?
Yes,
Okay, okay, I got you.
I didn't take any student loans. I'm not that stupid.
But as you can see, the community college didn't get you a degree that's getting you high quality jobs.
Oh no, I have a bachelor's.
Yeah.
That's associates and bachelors are different. Community
I
college
know, I
and
know.
university are
You got a
different.
bachelor's, but
Yeah,
what you can't get hired right now. There's no jobs.
yeah, yeah. Even MBAs are having the same issue.
Yeah, I mean, when I say when I talk about capitalism and stuff, I'm mainly talking about the fact that I think people like you are getting ripped off. You pay taxes, right? Or no? You probably don't have to, don't do you?
I do because of the Uber Eats thing.
Yeah, yeah. So you pay taxes. So you pay taxes into this government with your hard work.
Uh huh.
And so this government ideally is supposed to be doing everything it can to help people like you, right? Whatever's in its power to, work for you, right?
Uh-huh.
But it doesn't do that. Instead, it focuses on maintaining the system of financial capital for the monopolists and for the financial capitalists at Wall Street. The rest of the country be damned.
So, what do you think is a good timeline to change this? Am I gonna have to wait 15 years for something to change?
Well, I would not place your bets for having change on politics. And that's what I tell everyone. If you want to
Why
devote
do
your
it?
to me the people, so if you want to devote your life for the political cause, that's a matter of belief and conviction and devotion and things like that. But
Do you have that belief?
I do, yes, personally I do.
And how is your party gonna take power if everyone's black pilled because they're not making enough money?
I think politics, and this is going to come as a shock to a lot of people, but politics is not actually about um uh how good your life is or how comfortable you are. Politics is about this kind of war for meaning, right? It's not, it's almost kind of like, it reminds me of like when the Joker's like, it's about the message, right? But that's really
Yeah.
what politics is. It's like, it's not even about what the policies are or anything like that. It's about the message. It's about what it means, right? It's about the contradictions and the people in power, and it's about the truth of what they're saying and whatever. It's almost like ontological, right? It's almost like this question of like our being itself. Like what are we even, right? It's like answering this
Okay.
question of who we are in the first place. This is a
And
this is a vicious. What I always tell people is that right now we in a dog eat dog world. This is a vicious world, and if you're a normal working class person like yourself, I would never ask you to. You're hustling every day, right? You don't have time to
Yeah.
work for the Communist Party and do all that shit. All I would say is that
Well, I did. I would if it paid money, but
yeah, yeah, that's what I mean. It's like so you focus on your life, and that's what you got to do out here to survive, right? That's why most leftists, you probably know this too. They're privileged. I come from a privileged background myself, right? Most leftists do have the time to put time aside and focus on this bullshit. But
so why do your people follow you if I mean if you're already like say you're a higher class than me,
yeah, I
why do
am.
your people follow you? This sounds like just like bullshit and like virtue signaling.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's about what I'm saying, right? And it's about what I'm saying in relation to what I would consider this kind of class struggle. And I think that's why I resonate with so many people. Um, but yeah, I come from a very privileged background, actually. I would say so at least.
Okay,
And
do you help people with your background? Like, do you help
um,
homeless people?
let's just say I have in the past with where I can, but I'm not like super like to the point where I can just. It's like I come from a very privileged background in the sense of like being okay for myself, right? I don't have extra to.
To give to other people?
Yeah, yeah.
What do you mean, like dollar amounts? You can't give $5 or something like that. What do you mean?
I mean, I guess I could. I don't know what the limit on that would be, but I'm not like swimming in gold. I still have to like make money and pay bills and shit like that. It's just when I say I come from a privileged background, I mean like I didn't have to worry about student debt, and that's a big thing for undergrad, right? And
Well, I didn't kind of either, so wouldn't that make us the same then?
no, because
Why?
I grew up in a nice town, so it had a nice school, which helped me go to a good college. Um,
Do you have like an MBA or a JD yet? I know you
No,
don't.
I have an MBA, bachelor's, but I was in the
Oh, so
process of
okay,
getting a JD,
I get you
but
now.
I took a year leave, and after by next fall I'll make the decision whether I want to go back or not, based on how the streaming stuff works. But
I think you know the streaming is good enough to not become a lawyer, dude.
yeah, that's what I suspect, but I'm still gonna wait it out.
You suspect that, dude? You you obviously know how much you make, and it's gonna be way more than a lawyer. How is this not
I
capitalism?
listen. I'm very successful right now, but I don't know how long term that's gonna be. So I'm still waiting
Dude,
things.
you guys are so insecure.
Bro, I'm just saying I took a year. I'm not willing to drop out just yet because
Streamers are so insecure, dude.
yeah, I guess. But what I was saying is what I would tell somebody like you who comes from a working class background, you're working and you're getting by is people like you are always being do you vote?
Yes.
You actually vote?
Yeah,
Local or federal?
both.
Both? Um well, I would say what the time you already spend devoting to this stuff, because I'm sure you already spend some time to it. I'm not saying you do more, just with what you're already doing. Um, you don't have to get with the program, is what I'm trying to say. Is like when they tell you, hey, you got to go vote Democrat, or hey, you got to go virtue signal for the Democrats, and you have to assume this is only possible. You don't have to. That's what I mean. Is like you can not vote or you can vote for an alternative third party or you can and it may seem like you're wasting or when you talk about politics with people you don't have to assume that
Dude, you already black pilled me on this shit.
yeah I mean I guess that's a matter of like philosophy or religion then because communism or whatever or politics it's not going to solve your issues personally.
And why pursue it?
I mean look let me put it this way dude if for me, I don't have to worry about money, but like I would love. I mean, actually, I wouldn't love it, but for me, communism not going to solve the issue that right now in this time of my life, there is a very noticeable lack of big booty bitches in my life, and it ain't going to solve that
Because
problem. That's a
of
personal
capitalism.
issue.
Well, yeah, well, in a classical sense, because you would
That ain't
distribute.
going to solve shit. That's just a personal issue. You
Well,
know,
if you were the leader of Soup USA and the president, you would get all the bitches you want.
no, no, literally no. That's
Have you ever heard of JFK
bro.
or any of the Kennedy family? Come
Bro,
on,
that's called corruption. That's called like that's being a sex. That's dude. At that point, I don't even believe in it anymore. If I'm doing that, right? Because at that
well
point,
then
you're
how many women do you want then?
because I'm trying to tell you that your personal life and your politics are not the same thing. Personal is politics is not going to solve your personal issues. Is what I'm trying to say.
I don't get how you're not sounding like a hypocrite right now. I'm sorry, dude.
It's not that it's hypocrisy. It's just that they're different things. Politics is one thing. Your personal life is another thing.
But you personally make money off of politics. How is it not your personal life? You said you were paranoid earlier, and you drove an hour back home or some crap like that. Did that not have to do with politics? Because of
Yes,
your, it's intertwined with your stream.
yes,
How is this not
but even
intertwined?
then, that's because I'm very transparent with my viewers about what the long term, like for example, what am I living for? It's to build a media company, right? And the media like I'm very transparent about them, like what this is all for and what it's about.
Yeah, so you're intertwining your personal life with politics.
Not really because in terms of, I guess like let me put it this way. It's gonna sound like not convincing, but it's like
Okay.
me being able to not have to worry, about money and to a certain extent, I guess, and just be able to sit and stream all day. That's because of the product. Like that's not I'm not doing this to be able to like, not have to work and be in that situation. I'm doing it to build a media company, right? I'm doing it to build this infrared thing that I believe in. And that's a
You
byproduct of that. I'm not doing
so
it,
you stake your entire life on this now.
huh?
You stake your entire life on this, or if it
Yeah.
fails, you go back to lawyer.
Um if it fails, then I'll consider my options and I'll just go back to law school.
Well, I wish you the best.
But you know, I don't know if yeah, I mean, I got a scholarship to law school. So, that's why it's really hard for me to just throw that away because it's just
Dude, Twitch streamer sounds so fucking entitled, man.
yeah, well, I don't know why. Like I got a scholarship, dude. That's not something you'd want to throw away.
And can I ask you some personal questions? Not
Yeah,
on
go.
Twitch.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Do you know anyone who view bots?
Um no.
Have you ever heard of anyone view botting?
No. I know what it is though, but
No.
I've never heard of
Not
anyone
even
using it.
once. Well, okay. Because I believe that to start some Twitch streamers before they become big view bot, and I
I
can't prove it obviously, but you know.
Yeah, I don't know I don't know anything about that.
Okay, that's on record. All right, that's it.
Okay.
Um, bye.
Bye. Okay. That was a really weird conversation.